Hello, Doug. This will be some Milestone 2 video feedback for you. And I'll start with 6.1, I think it is, but work backward through 5.2 and 5.1 also. Great job, by the way. Doug, I'm assuming I'm coming to the right place. This is the address I had, I think, in the 6.1 submission. And again, I just wanted to point out that word spaces are showing up in your file names. I know it's a hassle to rename everything, but it really would be good file management to do so if you can. I see you've got child pages working, and you've got different images and content on them. Let's see how you've done that. Nice. Oh, very nice. Are you going to get rid of the watermark? It's good to be conscientious about photographs that are not yours or are not public domain, but it's very distracting. And I think there are, hopefully you can find some public domain photographs that you can use without a watermark. Otherwise, you'll have to buy these from Shutterstock, and I don't think it's worth your money to do so. But still, all the same. Now, about the design of it, you very competently have applied the corporate palette. I like the way that your navigation works, and you have child pages. Be careful about compressing images. The logo here, for example, looks a little squashed, vertically, yes. And I'm not sure you need to use borders around your images. And if it's at all possible, perhaps extend these bars off the edges of the page as you have the background image. You might be able to get away with fewer bands, and maybe you could have them butt up to each other rather than have these gaps in between them. In short, whatever you can do to clean up the layout would be great. For the logo, you might consider, it looks like you've got this in the corporate typeface. That's great. And it's, infinitely sizable. But how nice it would be if this is called a lockup. And that's where the logo is attached to some type. And it doesn't really change in corporate styles. So you might consider using the corporate logo that was provided to you and having it on a transparent background so that it floats over the background image. That's a small detail. It's something that you can work out or not, but it's just a suggestion, and it would give you another file format. Take a look at SVG under your belt. Doug, I'm looking at the code for your week 6, and I'm thinking that's what it is. And I see that you have an external style sheet too, and that looks great. Very, yeah, and you can build on this too. But isn't it nice to be able to separate? Now, you had a question, or somebody had a question about whether it should be RGB or the hex triplet colors. That's the preferred designation for web color. Is the hex triplet colors. Okay, I can never get that right. RGB is a smaller gamut, I believe, color gamut, and the colors will be less accurate. But that's a small change to me. You might want to take a look at that. Doug, as you know, the purpose of designing wireframe sketches is to give some structure and a rationale for placement of your page elements. And the idea was to return to your wireframe sketches of week 3, I believe. Here they are. And refine them to accommodate what you've now learned. Now, we have to be practical, right? We can't do, well, you maybe perhaps more so than others, but we can't do everything that we envision. And that's a legitimate understanding, I think. But to annotate this, would be good. So if you have revised your wireframes, you might want to include that in your final submission. Doug, your zip file was an open office file, and I have been unable to open it. I tried opening it in Word. I tried opening it in my version of of Open Office, but it immediately quits the program. So I don't know. Can you save it as a PDF or some other file format that's universal? I'd appreciate that. That way, I'd be able to be sure of your browser and code testing. Okay, I'm sure I missed things here, but here's some Milestone 2 video feedback. Doug, I think I will leave it at this. Just if you could resubmit your 6.1 zip file as, well, a PDF, compressed PDF file. If you can, it would be much easier for me to view it, and I don't want to miss anything. Good going.